Hello everyone. In the previous video, we talked about the three different models the scientists use to understand the chemical reaction. In this video, we want to talk in more details about Bohr model. For Bohr model, as you remember, we said it shows electrons in energy level, each of which can hold, as we said, a specific number of electrons. You remember the rings? Now we want to learn for these rings, for each ring, how many electrons it can hold. Also here we want to know the energy level farthest from the nucleus is called the outermost energy level. If you remember this one, the last ring, the farthest from the nucleus. And the electrons, they are found in the outermost energy level in the atom. What they are called? The valence electron. Now we want to learn how to draw the Bohr model for different elements. If you know the atomic number, I want to remind you the atomic number is equal to what? To number of protons, and number of protons equal to number of electrons for what? The neutral atom. So let's take the general rules for the Bohr model. For Bohr model now, to understand the general rules, the first rule, the first energy level can hold up to 2 electrons, which means the first ring, in the Bohr model for the atom, it can hold how many electrons? Maximum, it can hold 2 electrons. It can hold 1? Yes, it can hold 1 electron, but maximum, how many electrons? 2 electrons. The second energy and the second level of energy level, if you have atom, it has more than 2 electrons, the second energy level, it can hold how many electrons? It can hold up to 8 electrons. Maximum 8 electrons. It can hold more less than 8? Yes, sure, it can hold like 2, 1, 3, but maximum you can fill it with 8 electrons. The third energy level, it can hold also what? 8 electrons. Also it can hold how many electrons? 8 electrons. So if you have an atom, it contains more than 10, it has 11, 12 electrons, so you can open a new ring and put these electrons, and the third energy level, it can hold up to 8 electrons. Now we want to apply this, and we want to understand, if you have different, how to draw it together. Now look at your book, page 185. You have here on page 185 at the top the Bohr model of an oxygen atom. Look at these rings, these are the energy level. As you see here, it shows the first energy level, the first one, the one which is the closest to the nucleus. The first energy level can hold up to 2 electrons. This level is filled first. So if you want to fill the electrons, you're starting with what? With the first one. I want to show you now here for oxygen. If you go to the periodic table, you will find it has 8. The atomic number is 8 for oxygen. To learn how to fill this energy level, you start with the first what? With the first shell, as you see here. You put 2 electrons, because maximum number of electrons can be held by the first energy level are 2 electrons. Then still I have from 2, how many electrons? From 8, you fill 2, still I have 6. So I'll open a new energy level, and start to fill the new energy level with the next 6 electrons, with the remaining 6 electrons. From this model, I'll ask you some questions to make sure that you understand. The first question I want to ask, what type of model is being used to show the oxygen atom? What is the name of this model? As you know, it's what? Bohr model. So this is the answer. It's what? It's Bohr model. The second question, how many electrons are found in the first energy level? Go to the first. This is the first energy level. This one, the one which is the closest to the nucleus. How many electrons you can find here in oxygen? Here you have 2 electrons. Okay. The next question, how many electrons are found in the second energy level? Move to the second energy level. Okay, it has how many electrons? As you see, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 electrons. Sorry. Okay. The next question. This one, pay attention to the term that I'll mention now. How many valence electrons does oxygen have? What is the valence electron? You know, the valence electrons are the electrons in the outermost shell of the atom. What is the second here? The second ring is the outermost shell, right? So how many electrons, how many valence electrons? There are 6 valence electrons. The next question, how many additional valence electron can oxygen hold? For this second energy level, if you remember, we said the second energy level, it can hold up to 8. But it has here how many electrons in the second energy level? It has 6. So it has the ability to gain more another 2 to make what? This valence electron what? Full of electrons. Got it? Then let's look at the arrangement of these electrons. If I want to talk about oxygen, look here. So oxygen, the atomic number is 8. I want to arrange these electrons depending on what the Bohr model, but I want to write this arrangement as written. I don't want to here to draw it. I know it's oxygen, which is what? Which is 8 electrons. Just hold on. I'll write it here. This is oxygen, right? If I want to write this arrangement of electrons as written, the first energy level, it has how many electrons? 2, as you know, because it's so the first one, it can hold 2. Then the second energy level, it can hold how many electrons? It can hold 6 electrons. So the total number of electrons, they are 8. So what is the atomic number of this atom? Is 8. Okay. Now I'll give you another example how to deal with this model. Okay, I'll show you now here. If I give you an example by using the periodic table for sure, I'll ask you draw the Bohr model of, for example, beryllium. Move to the periodic table. Go to the periodic table, page 172. What is the atomic number of beryllium? Be. The atomic number of beryllium is what? Is 4. The number at the top. Okay? So, how to draw the Bohr model? The first thing, what I have to do now, I'll write like Be here. The symbol, okay? Then I'll draw the first ring. This is the first ring because they are 4. So I have to put how many dots on the first ring to show number of electrons? I'll use the red here, number 1. This is the first dot here, and this is the second dot. Here the first energy level is what? Is filled with electrons. Okay, now still I have another 2 electrons. How can I draw them? Also, I'll open here a new what? A new ring. Okay, this is the second one. Still I have how many electrons? Still I have 2 electrons. This is the first one and this is the second electron. So count them now. How many electrons they are now? 4 electrons. The atomic number is 4. Number of protons is 4. The number of electrons 4. How many valence electrons from this one, from this drawing? How many valence electrons go to the outermost shell? They are, how many valence electrons? They are 2 valence electrons. Okay, let's continue talking about this model. If I want to write this arrangement just written, okay, for Be, beryllium, you know it's 4, right? I want to write it written, not a drawing. I don't want to draw the Bohr model. So the first energy level, it can hold up to 2. Just write it 2. Then how many electrons in the second energy level? They are also 2. So here the total number is 4 at the end, which is the atomic number. This is the number what of electron. You can do the same thing, but for different, you can use this one for different elements. For example, if I ask you to draw the atomic model, the Bohr model of neon. Neon, if you go to the periodic table, let's do it together. This is neon, Ne. You will find neon in group 18. It has 10. The atomic number is 10. So the atomic number is 10. Let's draw the Bohr model. To draw the Bohr model, let's start from the beginning. This is the nucleus, which is the neon. Draw the first shell. Sorry. Let's draw the first shell. This is the first shell. It can hold up to, as you know, up to 2 electrons. So this is 1 and this is 2. That next energy level, still I have you have 10, so you put 2 from 10. And the second energy level, I have to draw another level shell. This is the second energy level. From 10, how you put 2, how many electrons still we have? Still we have another what? Another 8. Look at it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so as you see, the second energy level now, it can hold we finished from neon. For neon, if it has more, for other elements, if it has more than 10, the second energy level, it can hold more than 8? No, it can't. So the second energy level now is full with electrons. It can't hold more electrons, more than 8. Okay, so how many valence electron for neon? As you see, valence electrons, how much? They are valence, they are 8. So it's full. The valence electron. Beryllium, it wasn't full, right? It wasn't full with the second energy level of the outermost energy level. So this one, it has valence. How much? Valence are 8. If I want to write them written, I saw the arrangement 2 after 2 what? 8. So from this one you can know if I ask you a question now, if the atomic number is 10, okay, or it has 10 electrons, how many valence electron it has? It has 8 valence electrons. Okay, so you can apply this by drawing different elements. I'll give you like a homework to draw the valence electron for the elements hydrogen, Okay, I want you to draw for hydrogen. Also, I want you to draw for lithium. Draw also for boron, helium. Try these atoms, go to the periodic table, find the atomic number, then draw the Bohr model for each one of these elements. Thank you for listening.